Hey everyone, it's Erika, your BERNINA sales specialist here at Stitch in Heaven in Quitman, Texas. Hope y'all are enjoying your nice cool weather here in Texas. Today I'm going to demo a little bit of what you can do with a twin needle setup. So the 1C or 1D foot that came with most of your machines will work just fine for this. The needle set that I'm using is the BERNINA Universal Twin Needle. It's a 2.5 millimeter, which means you've got 2.5 millimeters of space there between your needles. We do have these in stock in the store if you want to venture out and try this. So I'm going to show you how to set up the whole machine, and then we're going to go through a couple of different stitch styles so you can see how this works. Using the secondary spool holder here on the side. So you've got one color on your traditional holder, another color up here. And let's get started. So first off, I'm going to put my needle in here, flat side to the back. Put it right up in there. And you're going to put your foot on. So to thread this machine using 2 thread colors, got my thread wrapped up here. You're going to grab both colors together, thread as you would right here. When you come to your tension disc though, you want to separate your threads, and this is going to be really hard to see on camera, but there's a tension disc right in here. So you're going to do one thread on one side, one thread on the other side. And it's easier if you put a little tension on the thread from the front and the back. So the black one is on the right side there, red one, I'm going to go on the left side of that disc. Then from here, kind of give it a little jerk to get it through there. Traditionally thread the way that you would. When it comes to threading the needle, you are on your own for this. Your needle threader will not work. So bear with me just a second here. And it doesn't matter which side your thread goes on unless your project is specific by color. But that thread can go into either needle. And actually you can make this easier on yourself by lowering your foot. I got my thread wrapped up around there, but there we go. And then your foot has a little line on the side here. Just bring your thread down underneath it and back behind your foot. If you don't want those tails, of course, you can cut them off on the side. All the BERNINAs have a thread cutter. So now we're ready to go. Now on the screen of your machine, this is where you're going to go through and select your twin needle. So you go to your needle selector. These numbers on the top are going to be your spacing. So again, we have the 2.5 millimeter twin needle. The 9 millimeter stitch plate is fine for this application. I already have the 1C on there, so foot is fine. We're going to start off with a straight stitch just to make sure all of your settings are good. I'm going to go slow so you guys can see what it does. Drop our foot. Speed it up a little bit here. Stop, and we'll use our thread cutter feature. And I've got really tight stitches on here. I've got 1.85 instead of the traditional 2.5, but you can see how great that does lining up those stitches. So then moving on to decorative stitches. If you go into your decorative stitching menu, because you have this set up to show your 2 lines here, it's going to show you all of these as a double stitch. So that looks like a pretty cool one to try. So again, I'm standing up, so I'm not using the foot pedal. I'm just using the start-stop button here. And we're going to let the feed dogs do the work. I'm just softly guiding the fabric to make sure it stays straight. We'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Again, using the scissor function, we'll end this stitch, and look at that awesome result. So anytime you want to add a decorative embellishment to your projects, if you want to do 2 thread colors, easiest way to set it up. It's very easy to operate. Just remember to change your needle type. If you're doing punch, you'll want to change your stitch plate, different things like that. If you have a hard time setting these things up and you've never played with it and you have an awesome machine that does this, I would highly recommend picking up the Big Book of Feet. This is where it goes over what these feet can do. There's a whole section in there on needles, how to set all of this stuff up on your machine. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. That's what we're here for. Thank you.